What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today, and we are back finally for another round of AOR Oceania F1. We're here for round number 5 here, as you can see, at the Spanish Grand Prix. That was the track map and the results from the previous season, of course, from the F1 side of things. Of course, I was back then in F2, but I'm still here in F1, so anyway, we're going to have a look here at the championship standings. So the last round, so it is a 1 point gap between Greek Master and New Zealand Ryan at the top end of the table there. You got DRC Jarrett there in third, and obviously HO in fourth, who I did mention, of course, did get the win eventually after he got after I think Jarrett got a post-race penalty. Couldn't actually remember where the hell we were, as I forgot to look at it very quickly. But anyway, we're here at Spain, as I said, so coming into turn 1 on our first flying lap. Masterbezerk is off the road a little bit there, nearly come straight back out onto the road there. That would have been a little bit awkward there with the rejoin for him, but thankfully he must have seen me at the last second, getting a little bit sideways out there on the right hand side. But first flying lap is pretty much nearly done and dusted here. We set a 17. As I just look at the long notes there, there's a 17.829. There we go. This puts us, well, provisional pole for the time being. Of course, it is early days at this stage, so as you can see straight away, Warden beats that one with a 17. Wasn't too much, 17.6 or something like that, or it might be 17.8. I can't really tell from the previous screen anyway. But yeah, obviously, if you look back from my SRL video, I was probably still a little bit puzzled about the setup a little bit, so I think I decided to change the front wings a little bit. Maybe I went a little bit too high on the, especially the front wing anyway. But anyway, he's a replay on board with Masterbezerk, so he's coming straight down into turn 1 here. He gets quickly out of the way from, I think that's HO actually in the Red Bull, so that might explain why what happened there.
Our fastest lap is a 1 minute 17.8.
Yeah, so my apologies there. It's a 17.8 as well for Warden. There's nothing much between us at the moment, but of course it is early stages in qualifying, and still 11 minutes to go. Some of the guys not really set very quick banker times. They don't really usually set it at this stage anyway. So yeah, so it's still early doors at this stage anyway. So we're still holding down P3. I think someone else went up at the order there. Might have been Fans or Greek, one of those guys anyway. But anyway, we're coming back now on another set of super soft tyres. We let, I think, Warden go by there, going down into turn 1. Now, mainly this wasn't really for a hot lap or anything, so just get out of the way. I probably didn't actually see HO there till late, so I got out of the way and took the long, wider circuit anyway. But it was just mainly more an in-out lap, out-in lap, I should say. Just sort of, I mean, we're not going to be using these sort of super soft tyres. I sort of learnt that a little bit from SRL as well, that the super soft tyres really don't last too long, and I think probably HO's probably in the same boat as well, because he started on super soft tyres in the other one. But like I said, Fens obviously went to the top with a 17.2, I think it is on the screen there. But yeah, still 6 minutes to go here, so going to go out on the soft tyres very shortly, as Greek Masters has a nice little cheeky cut into the pit lane there, and apparently lagged. So that was all very weird and interesting, I should say. But anyway, like I said, we are going to start the race on the soft tyres. So like I said, I have learnt my mistake from, well, I wouldn't say it was a mistake, but well, I probably didn't say that earlier. But in the super soft tyres, like I said, probably not the ideal starting tyre to start this race on around this track anyway. So we're going to run in here on the set of soft tyres. So we're going right into first sector time. Yeah, first sector, but second sector, yeah, a bit up and down. I mean, this one wasn't mainly going to be the quick lap anyway, as Pres BC's actually left the session there. So I think he was having a few internet dramas, but it was this one. First out lap was probably mainly a more getting the tyres warmed up as quick as I could. So the second lap was mainly going to be the one pretty much to qualify on these tyres. So anyway, going to stay on board for the rest of this lap. Hopefully can improve the time a little bit and actually start on these soft tyres. So coming down to turn 1, a few guys coming out of the pit lane very late, I must say. With about a minute to go, they probably won't get to the end of to the finish line anyway, as H actually went to the top there for the time being. But at the moment, we are going a little bit quicker, up by about nearly 1.5 tenths. A little bit sideways coming out of, I think it's turn 4, turn 4, and then through turn 5. Don't want to run it out too wide here because you can get caught out for a corner cutting. You'll see why in a bit later on, but now through turn 6 and 7, can go a little bit too wide there as well, but nearly taking it flat. Just had a bit of a lift there, just I wasn't too sure how flat to take it, but anyway, through sector 2 now. Probably missed my apex a little bit there. I went down to first gear just to try and get the nose in. Took as much curb as I could through turn 11 and 12, coming out of here, running a little bit wide. We were about nearly 3.5 tenths up through the second sector as well, but didn't have the greatest of runs through here as Quicksilver now retires, and we are starting to lose time here, and I was actually starting to worry whether it was actually going to improve or not. Just managed to improve, which we are going to start on these soft tyres anyway, but only by about 7/100ths of a second, which wasn't really a great lap if I'm honest, so I just probably made a few mistakes at the last sector anyway. But we did qualify in P5, but we did drop down to P10 once other guys set their time. So DRC Jared gets pole with a 16.626. Got HR on the front row. Then got the 2 championship contenders on row 2. Fens, Berserk, got Warden, DLG Gamble, and I just unfortunately missed out on getting dropped out of the 10 because I would have had a fresh set of tyres up my sleeve anyway. But doesn't matter. It's time to go racing here for round 5 here at the Spanish Grand Prix. Rightio, welcome to the grid for the Spanish Grand Prix. Little bit of overcast skies by the looks of things on the screen, as you can see right now, but we'll be getting onto the race strategy right now. It is saying a bit of a 2-stop, 2 sets of softs and onto the mediums, but that was not going to be the case. It was always going to be the 1 stop from softs onto mediums. It is going to fine up, so there isn't going to be any issues with rain at all. Fuel strategy, I don't think we need a lot of fuel too much, but anyway, that was that. So we're on to the formation lap, and as Quicksilver's getting disqualified, as well as Pencilman there, and this is about to be set up to the grid there. You're probably wondering what on earth is going on here. Well, Jess, who was doing this round, commentating for this round of the Spanish Grand Prix. Unfortunately, she kept couldn't get. Well, she started in the lobby, then unfortunately got kicked out and couldn't get back in. I kept trying to send her invites just to make sure she wouldn't miss the start, but you probably see that a lot in the graphic down below. But here we go. We're set for round 5 here at the Spanish Grand Prix. 5 red lights. Let's do it around Barcelona. It's a pretty good start, not going to lie. Warden probably not had the greatest of starts. Drop Bear going to nearly thread the needle here. Have a look up the inside here of DLG Gamble. That's a bit of a risky move up the inside there, but I think he's quite going to get that done. Greek's a bit pushed wide by the looks of things up in front, as seen everything's been settled down so far, going side by side through here. Didn't have the greatest of runs through, that was turn 3 there, but coming into turn 4, got Neon up the inside. There's a little bit of contact. He's pushed us off the road and went to the gravel, and we've spun the car. So thankfully it wasn't a big spin, so I can get myself going again. But now this is really thrown the plans sort of a little bit into chaos. I mean, yes, did start in P10, but now we're dropped all the way back to P14, and now the recovery drive has to start now. I think as someone's going up the inside here. That's Quicksilver giving, I think, my teammate a little bit of a hurry up there, and had to push him off the road there as we get our first corner cutting warning there. So Quicksilver really in a barging move by the looks of things on lap 2 that was, but getting on to lap 3, he's still trying it again. Up the inside here into turn 10. I had a pretty good view of this one, so up the inside he goes. and he gets the move done here. Now there is going to be a little bit of the glitching of like moving forwards and backwards, I think, because my internet was still playing up a little bit. So that'll be the case. Laggy has a little bit of a lock up there, probably miscued a little bit from where Quicksilver broke or something. I can't remember, but the rerun wide coming through that final chicane wasn't really ideal way, but still haven't made up ground here at the moment. We're still pretty much in dead last at the moment. There's a few guys just getting the slipstream there, but I think all's going to be pretty settled at the moment. Here's a replay from the start on board with New Zealand Ryan. So he got the jump on Greek Master. Jared just got the jump on HO, but might come back here going into turn 1. Ryan has to break. There's a little bit of contact there, so that might explain why Greek got shoved out a little bit there. And so Ryan gets the spot and moves up into P3 as HO running very wide off onto the boonies there, you could say. But manages to just hang on for now, but he runs wide again. Coming through turn 4, can Ryan have a good run here? Have a look up the inside into turn 5. No, plays it safe here. Still hanging on ahead of Greek, so if it stay where it was now, it is early days, but championship would be certainly interesting. But here's a replay on board DLG Gamble, so got the better jump on water. You see Drop Bear, like I said, threading the needle down to turn 1. Nearly did it as well, going up the inside. As he gets a little bit blocked off there by Fence as Gamble, so Drop Bear gets sort of that move done, and now going to probably have a look at the inside here. Fence, no, Fence hangs on for now, but Gamble's going to come back here around the outside. Still got Warden on the sort of inside, but now look up back up the inside here into turn 5. Little bit of a touch there. This is still going to go on. He's got, like I said, Warden still around his outside here. That's, he will hang around the outside here, Warden. He can do it, and he has done it. So he's up into what's that, P8, I think it is, or P9, one of them. Yeah, P8. So Warden making a bit of a comeback here after not the greatest of starts. Going to go around the outside here of Drop Bear. He can just hang it around the outside like he did earlier. Could do it if he hangs it around here. Just be able to do it. Give each other space, these two. Now Warden should have the inside line going into here, into the slow chicane. The Drop Bear's going to come back here. Give each other enough room, but Warden probably has to... He's got that position now. Drop Bears to put up the white flag a little bit, but Gamble has a good run here onto the front straight, beginning lap 2. So these guys are going to go side by side. Gamble's going to try and get the slipstream off Warden, but Drop Bear still hanging on for the time being, but Gamble up the inside. Nearly pushed him wide a little bit there. Does a little bit of a crisscross. Going to have to try to go around the outside line here. It is really risky. Still hanging on to the racing line for now. He's still going side by side into turn 4. No contact there. Now can he try and hang around the inside into turn into the inside of turn 5? Yes, he can. Can he get the drive? I think he's got it now. If you get through turn 6, he should be right. There he goes. So he's now back up into P8, and Drop Bear was a pretty good start. Actually, now back into P10, I think it is. Sorry, P9, I should say. Might be, yeah, P9, I think it is. But here's a replay on board with Neon Tridome. Got a good jump compared to Pencilman there on the left. But he had a pretty good view of this up the inside here of Pencil. Now going through side by side. Pencil gets ahead of him, but Neon probably come back here. Pencil runs very wide, so unfortunately he didn't get the footage of our little squabble there, but I don't know what happened there, whether that was lag or what, but anyway, I think I got my second corner cutting warning there as well. So they're back to us now on lap 4. We're pretty much in a bit of a battle pack. He's got Pencil and Neon still battling away. Quicksilver's run a bit wide there at turn 10. So Pencil's now being pushed wide a little bit here. It's going to give Quicksilver get the move up the inside here. I think he's got it. So that pretty much, I think we're nearly in our own battle group here with Neon, Quicksilver, Pencil, myself, Laggy and myself. That's 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14 in this race. So now trying to get the slipstream here off my teammate. He's trying to get it off, I think, Pencil Man. And down here into turn 1, not quite close enough. Pencil got pretty close there by the looks of things to Quicksilver. Trying to get a good run through here. Sort of managed to do. Now Laggy's going to put it up the inside here into through turn 3. If he can hold on through here, get a not quite. Pencil brake very deep through there into turn 4, but Laggy's a big oversteer moment there, and I think he actually lets us go there. I wasn't really sure what was going on there because I don't think we weren't in the same party chat. Now, that's what I meant by if you run wide on the exit curve, you will get pinged, and she did get pinged there, so that's the 3-second time penalty plus another 4 corner cutting warning as well. So now we're up into 13th. Pencil, a big break lock up, looking up the move up the inside of Quicksilver, getting a bit sideways myself actually through there. I think I actually went back to first gear, which wasn't the ideal gear anyway.
The grip levels to start falling away soon.
As Quicksilver looks like he cut the chicane, but there was, like I said, there was a little bit of a lag moment there with myself and Pencil and him lagging back towards me, but thankfully we all remain the same. But Pencil had a good little moment there through with turn 9, I think it is. Neon, this was back a lap previously, so Neon just managing to hang on with Pencil with his advances coming through here, but back up to the front we go. So Jared's starting to pull away here as HO's got the red cross. This is not going to help Ryan at all, and thankfully got out of it pretty quickly there, but Greek was getting pretty close there, and on lap 6 you see Greek just clawing him in. He's going to get P3 back here, get up the inside, and yet Ryan doesn't really fight it this early stage. Probably trying to get a good run through here, but no, I think he's going to settle in for now. We'll try and hopefully get that position back and hopefully get the championship lead back as well. But again, like I mentioned, through exit turn 5, you can easily extend the track a little bit. That was my 5th corner cutting warning, and the tyre wear was starting to get built up a little bit, but you probably would have seen with the tyres is that's Neon actually, by the looks of things, had cutting a couple of, well, the first couple of 2 corners anyway, so there may have been a few issues going on, but you will see with the tyres, the left rear was on the yellow side, the temperature wise anyway, but now Neon's dropped a couple of spots here, so now we might have a look here on the inside of the turn 5. No, not really. Pencil and Quicksilver still battling away there. Her 4 position as well, so we'll have a look at the replay here. Neon on board with Neon, so that's Quicksilver up the inside here. There's a little bit of a touch there, and Neon has nowhere to go but straight ahead, so gets a corner cutting warning. Actually gets a illegal overtake on Quicksilver, but like I mentioned, Quicksilver's behind Pencil Man, so I mean Neon could have taken the 5-second stop go if he wanted to, but no, just plays it the safe game here and lets Quicksilver get the spot back, and obviously lose another spot to Pencil Man. But again, Neon didn't have the greatest of runs coming through into the final chicane anyway, or firstly turn 13 anyway, but getting a little bit wide out of the final corner anyway, so let's try and see if we can get some slipstream here and maybe getting back here. But Red Bull's holding on pretty well here. He's actually got DRS in front there, so that's probably why he's hanging up. But Quicksilver got by Pencil Man as well. Neon had not the greatest of runs through turns 1 and, well, turn 1 especially, so trying to get a fairly good run up here into turn 4. Have a look here up the inside. No, not really doing much, but we are really closing in, and especially my teammate as well, so really going to get this move done here. So a break pretty late, and nearly slammed into the rear of Neon there, so not best of it to let my teammate go as I actually my teammate when it's up the inside, I decided to let him go as I cop another time penalty, so that's the 2nd time penalty for this race, so it's going to probably really affect me come later in this race here, as that's HO running a bit off the road here in turns 1 and 2, and that's an easy spot there for Greek up into P2, and HO running very wide, and this will give Ryan the momentum here to get up into the podium spots, so little mistake there for HO, so he had shown some pretty good speed here around Spain, so hopefully he can regather his thoughts and get back a couple of spots anyway, but still going on here in front. Laggy is now battling away with Neon, and again there's a little bit of a lag backwards forwards moment again, so now Laggy I think's finally got the move done on Neon here, but Neon's going to fight back up into turn 4, but not quite close enough I don't think, so this is great squabbling already. You would have thought this was the battle for the championship, but no, it's like I said, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th and 14th. But anyway, here's a replay from that move. So Neon going pretty deep actually, so that didn't really help his run. And Laggy just hanging around the outside there. The two of them going side by side. Neon running a little bit wide, and that was easy pickings really for Laggy. A little look up the inside into turn 4, but thought better of it anyway. So, but now on the ball, on we go to lap 10, and starting to close in again on Neon Treedome, who is, I must point out, he is on the medium tyres. So, of course, we started this race on the soft tyres. So, these tyres can definitely go a lot longer, and you will be on the quicker soft tyres a bit later on. So, it's just going to see if we can probably get past him as quick as possible. Looks like Quicksilver and Pencilman are still battling away for pretty much the final points position, place position. I think Quicksilver's just hanging on at the moment, but for how long, who knows? So this is still going off of this 5-way battle anyway, but now cutting a bit further on, running a little bit wide, coming through turn 9 and getting into the gravel, you would have heard there. But Quicksilver still just hanging on, but Pencilman's now out the inside at turn 10. I think he's now got position 10. So now Laggy will probably try and get the move done if he can. I don't know whether he can do it here. If he gets a good run coming onto the front straight, he may possibly go for the move there. But as you see now, Quicksilver's actually dived into the pits, so felt like maybe it was a little bit early for the soft tyre runners. That may just be me, but he's the first one to blink out of our group anyway, as Neon's actually going to come back here on my teammate Laggy and into turn 1, getting a little bit close there as I accidentally probably missed my braking marker a little bit there, but Laggy's not giving up without a fight here. Trying to get a good run here. I don't think he's quite got enough there, so let's see, he's really all over the back of his gearbox there, so we get a move here up the inside of turn 5. Looks for it. There's a little brake lock up there. Might have given him a little tap there, but I think he's going to hold station for now and try again. But like I said, replay on board with Neon Treedome going down into turn 1. Makes the move pretty simple. Gets the car pulled up, and that was obviously position P11 obviously now. Now since Quicksilver's obviously pitted as well already so far. So Laggy again having a look up the inside. Neon running a little bit wide here. So this is sort of really holding me up a little bit here, not going to lie. But I thought to myself, since obviously Quicksilver's coming for a pit stop, I thought, yeah, you know what, why not? May as well try something a little bit different, get out in a bit of fresh air and see if we can take these tyres on the medium tyres the rest of the way. So actually take the bollard out there, so that's the reason why there's no bollard for the rest of the race. So so end of lap 11 now, so going to take these medium tyres roughly about 22 laps I think roughly, so definitely going to be a bit of a challenge. I did ask for a front wing change as well to change the downforce on it. I think I went down, I think from memory, or went up, I can't remember, because I wasn't really too happy as well. But there's Quicksilver coming out of the onto the front straight, so we've come out behind him, but we sort of are a little bit closer to him now, so the goal pretty much here is they're getting a little bit sideways there. Pretty much the goal here was to probably try and catch Quicksilver and maybe get these tyres to the end of the race. As there goes the top two, I think, into the lane. So Greek obviously had some good pace got by Jarrett. So now those two have pitted, and Ryan's continuing on for another lap here. As probably took a little bit too much curb there. Like I say many a time, these curbs are so deadly on this game especially. So didn't really make some inroads there as we get another corner cutting warning there at turn 1. So still really trying to push on here and try and catch up to Quicksilver as quickly as it can. Probably take turn 9 a little bit too early. That's another corner cut there. So I'm already risking the position here early on anyway. So with penalties wise, I've already got 2 on the brink of nearly 3, and they lose the rear end again. But just trying, pushing as much as I can early on anyway. Just like I said, got to push these tyres to the end of the race, but not really catching Quicksilver at the moment. But these early days is now Ryan comes into the pits, so, and here come the leaders actually. So there goes Greek and there goes Jarrett. So and obviously Pencil stayed out. Ryan straight up the inside, so he's not mucking around here. So looks like he's probably a little bit closer, or may have dropped away just a tiny bit, not too much. compared to the top two, but there was other guys in the lane as well. DLG Gamble, that's Masterbezerk just in and out. I think H-Show was another one in, but his tyres, Gamble's, was literally dying at this point.
Complete, go now.
I think either the left rear or the left front were burning big time, but Gamble coming out well and truly ahead of Drop Bear and position P9, I think it is, but it is up the inside. There goes H-Show, so switch around for the Red Bulls. Obviously Neon still going the long run here.
Okay, gap ahead is 2.2 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 3 laps old. Peak time last lap was a 1 minute 21.3. They have a time penalty of 6.0.
Yeah, just getting sort of an update on what Quicksilver's penalty situation was. So he's on 6 seconds, same as me. So now Neon still sort of trying to hang on here for the moment with these guys. Obviously, he's still yet to pit. These guys already have pitted, so he goes Fens up the inside for position, running very wide there is Fens, and you say a little bit cheeky. I don't know whether he actually got some sort of penalty or a warning or something, but yeah. Anyway, we'll continue on. We are now closing at the end of lap 16, going to go on to lap 17 now, so we are starting to close in a little bit here on Quicksilver. So I think Drop Bear is probably still going, or he's either come out of the pits actually. So we set a personal best as well. Yeah, really starting to close in here on Quicksilver. Try to get a good run out of the first couple of corners, but was not really working, especially when I hit the curb too much there. I probably was risking it a little bit there, but anyway, really starting to close in here as Quicksilver runs very wide through there as we give him a little bit of a touch-up to say. To say, hello, I am here. Would like to overtake as quickly as possible, but it didn't help my run coming up to the front straight especially, so
14.9 seconds.
Now using DRS as an overtake mode. We do close in a little bit, but not quite close enough here as Quicksilver does manage to hang on for now. I don't know whether he's going to take his tyres to the end or not, but you never know. It's a possibility. But now a bit further on back into lap 18.
Okay, copy that.
I was getting a weird strategy change to go back onto the soft tyres, but I knew I was going to take these mediums to the end of the race. But I've got a pretty good run here on Quicksilver. Coming up into turn 10. I thought about going up the inside there, but no, I thought no, just play the waiting game here. May try, if we get a good run through the final chicane, we probably might get the move done on the front straight. There's a little bit of a moment there as my teammates obviously in the lane for his pit stop, but again, Quicksilver, not the greatest of runs through the final chicane, but sort of are a little bit closer now to him than what we were before, so just trying to get every bit of slipstream we can, just to try and gain and gain and gain. We're closing him in, taking the defensive line here, does Quicksilver, so going to size him up here, trying to get a good run here through turn 1. He runs wide through turn 2, and there you go. What did I say? Did nearly the slingshot move there around the outside, and we get the move done. But is Quicksilver going to fight back here to cover the inside line here into turn 4? Probably shouldn't have gone back all the way to third gear. That was a mistake, but he's still hanging on around the outside, which will turn into the inside, obviously, for turn 5. So give each other room, but now Quicksilver back up the inside, so he's back up into... There's now P12 and back down to P13, but he has a little bit of a lag moment there. Actually cop another time penalty and getting a legal overtake there, so I had to obviously give the spot back quickly to Quicksilver because I didn't want to have another time penalty. So I think now I'm up to 9 seconds worth of penalty, so it may affect me later on in the race. We'll wait and see, but Quicksilver getting a little bit of oversteer moment through there, but running a little bit wide coming through turn 12. Again, probably just trying to size him up here for the front straight move here. So get another good run here. Again, he runs wide through the final chicane, so he's really struggling. Don't know whether really he's burned up his tyres this early, but it's quite a possibility that we are way closer now to Quicksilver. Actually, accidentally changed up into 8th gear, which wasn't ideal. We're going around the outside here. Quicksilver doesn't really have much of the defense, give a little bit of room, but we've finally got the move done. And now we're up into P10 because both Pencilman and Neon actually came into the pits, as you would have seen there. So we're back up into P10 now. So now the goal here really is to hope that the guys behind pretty much battle for the rest of the race, and hopefully I can keep that points paying position. It's running a bit wide through turn 5, but I think we've finally cleared Quicksilver for, like I said, for position 10. But this is a replay on board with Neon Tree Dome, so it goes Warden up the inside at turn 10. Pretty simple move for him, and I think Neon's not really going to fight for the move there, because I think he's coming into the pits. As I say that, he's in the pits, so like I said, he and Pencilman were pretty much the rest of the guys out of our group that still yet to pit. So Neon now goes onto the soft tyres, as well as Pencilman, so Pencil does come out ahead of Neon. So Neon had a change of front wing aero, so I'm not sure what he ran up or down, but there goes Laggy. So Pencil will come out ahead of Laggy, and Neon will obviously be the last car on the racetrack. So Pencil didn't have the greatest of runs through the first couple of corners, and my teammate was literally all over him there, but anyway, was pushing on.
So push now.
Just trying to get out of the slipstream there of Quicksilver anyway, just so he wouldn't get the slipstream back. But a bit surprised that I think that he didn't really go for the slipstream. I would have thought he would have known by now that the slipstream is pretty good anyway. But you can see behind, like I said, I was hoping that those 4 guys behind would literally fight it out, hold their positions and fight it out, so I can just sort of pull away. And well, I've already got, like I said, 9 seconds worth of penalties, so if I can just keep it away from these guys for about 9 seconds, as I don't have the greatest of runs through the final chicane there and nearly lose the back end. But like I said, we've been on these tyres since at the end of lap 12, we could say anyway. But this is what was going on with the battle pack. So Quicksilver's, I think, starting to struggle big time here, and look at this pretty much 4-way battle here. Quicksilver trying to block off Laggy here, so Laggy's going to go around the outside. Neon up the inside. It was a late move on Pencilman. He gets the job done, mind you. But Laggy couldn't quite get the move done on Quicksilver. And now what can Neon do here? Because it seems like he's got the pace at the moment, especially on the softer rubber. Again, Quicksilver covers the inside line. Laggy going very wide. There's a bit of contact between the both of them. That's not really what I wanted, especially, but that's a couple of spots there for Neon. But Laggy manages to get the position, but that's put Quicksilver pretty much dead last out of everybody now. So and now cutting on to end of lap 22. Actually went purple in sector 3, which I was a little bit surprised about. Not going to lie, because we've already been on these tyres, like I said, since end of lap 11 when I came into the pit stops. So to say I was shocked at the least, see I got fastest sector 3 time anyway, but Quicksilver actually came back in and went on to another set of softs, and he's, I think, set the fastest lap in the race. That was on lap 25. That was on 119 as we get another corner cutting warning.
Our gap behind is 1.4 seconds. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 5 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:20.9. They have a time penalty of 3.0.
That's not really what I wanted to hear, because Neon's only got 3 seconds and I've got 9 seconds, so pretty much triple of what he's got. I actually went purple through sector 2 there. But now we're coming on to lap 26, and we're going purple again in sector 1, the fastest first sector. And I was so shocked to see, what lap are we on here? Lap 27, what are we on, 20? Might be 26 actually. Yeah, to go purple in sector 1 especially, and be this quick, well, not really that quick anyway, but Quicksilver actually retired into the pits, so I think he's pretty much given up on this race anyway. But again, going purple through sector 3, actually set a personal best that lap at a 20.1, I think it is. Might be, no, sorry, 20.3 I should say. But Quicksilver's AI car was still driving around on the racetrack, even when he pretty much came in and retired on track anyway. So yeah, I couldn't believe there's another corner cutting warning. I couldn't believe that I was seeing like purple sector tyres. That may have had something to do with obviously Quicksilver seeing fastest lap earlier, but that was so interesting, as that's a bit awkward there for DLG Gamble. That was like I said, Quicksilver coming out of the pits, and he's obviously retired. So, yeah, it was very awkward. Thankfully, there's no one around here. But, oh, it's a little bit of contact there between Jared and Greek. And this has been going on for quite a while now. Especially with the last, well, especially if you remember back to Azerbaijan. These two are pretty much at each other. And Ryan's pretty much still watching Breathe here, just seeing what's going to happen between these two. I think they're nice and sliding through the final chicane. And he's got H.O. not far behind as well. So hopefully Jared can get this move done going down to turn one. But Greek is very much defending here going down to turn one. So Jared's going to do the long way around here into turn one. He does it, and he gets the race lead back. So great move around the outside for Jared. Now Ryan's starting to close in here a little bit on Greek. He's got much more straight line speed by the looks of things. So Ryan going to do around the outside. Greek has to go nearly for the move up the inside of DRC. Jared couldn't quite do it. There's a little bit of contact between both the front runners at the moment, but I think those two are pretty much holding on station.
The gap to the car behind is 1.4 seconds. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 9 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 20.6. They have a time penalty of 3.0.
Yes, and Neon's obviously still got 3 seconds worth of penalty, so this doesn't really help my cause at all. But like I was saying earlier, to go
we have 5 laps
to get another time penalty, funnily enough, for doing that. So I've got to really learn that next time I come to Spain anyway. So, but like I said, having purple sector times on the fairly wornish tyres, I must say. There's like end of lap 11 when and the purple sector times, I was doing those, like the mid to late 20s. Still couldn't believe it, but now the gap's under a second now between myself and Neon. So on lap 30 is my teammates in the lane here. So obviously they may have got a bit of damage. I'm not really too sure there, but you'll see it here at the moment. I think Laggy's just going a bit into the cross-country route there through turn 9, or whether he's trying to take that flat, I don't know. But anyway, lap 31 now. Still just hanging on for now. And P10 didn't really have the pace of dropout. I mean, if we didn't get caught up in the early lap drama with Neon, maybe I would have been a bit closer on the racetrack. But it is what it is. It is racing. Sometimes it happens. So it pretty much nearly is. That was actually V fans having a. But it was a little bit of a little lag there. I think it was. That was. Looked like Fens had disconnected, but it sort of fixed itself up a little bit. So Fens has been known to be, well, his internet's been known to be a little bit glitchy anyway. But nearly on the penultimate lap now, and Neon's really starting to close me in here. So I pretty much got nothing to lose. It's just using every single bit of fuel and ERS I can. Neon tried to get right around the outside, and he doesn't. Give him a little touch for his trouble, but he gets the move done. We're going to see if we can try and get the drive out of turn 3. Not really quite close enough here, I don't think. So, have a look maybe through turn 4. But much superior rubber that Neon has, I think, it's got the job done. So, may have got 10th position on me as my team actually set the fast lap of the race. So, I think he obviously will get P10 because I've got more penalties than he does. So, here's a replay of it. So, Neon go very deep anyway. You can see there's a little bit of a touch there. You got to recorrect the steering a little bit, but yep, gets the move done and up into their final points paying position. So I wasn't giving up without a fight yet, because Neon ran a little bit wide through the final couple of corners here. It wasn't their greatest of runs either, so we could still have a possibility of getting 10th back on the racetrack, but thankfully we've got Neon's point of view as well on the top right, if you're able to see. So plenty of slipstream here. Going to try and do what he did around the outside. Try and hang it around the outside, but it hasn't really worked out compared to what Neon did. So that's not really worked out at all. But it looked like he didn't have the greatest of runs coming out of turn 3. So we're sticking on board now for the rest of the lap anyway. Us two are pretty much on our own here. Pencilman sort of dropped off, and well, obviously Laggy's just now on the front straight now. So as you can see, I think the leaders are just not far coming across the finish line now. As there you go, DRC Jared actually goes on to win the race.
There's
still
only one
pushing
lap
on
of fuel
as much as I
remaining.
can. I'm literally using, like I said, every single bit of ERS and fuel mixture, so you can see the rear end starting to lose the rear end, especially if it's trying everything I can to get the 10th position off Neon on the racetrack. But I think it's pretty much all in vain, unfortunately. So see what we do the final couple of corners. Neon has any mistakes at all through the final couple of corners. Looks pretty clean here. We do close in a little bit coming through the final chicane, but I think he's going to hang on for now. So he'll get P10. We'll come home in P11. But that was a pretty good recovery drive, I would say. I mean, yes, I probably would have liked to have points, but it is what it is. There's my teammate having a little ghost through the wall, and his tyres all over the shop anyway. But yeah, there you go. There's the top three: Jared, Greek, and Ryan, obviously. So I think Greek will now extend his championship standing. He's leading the championship standings. We'll see that in a moment. But there's a spray bit of champagne there, and we get a nice load of XP there, as you can see, rank up to 23 ranking. So I don't really know what the ranking system is anyway, but there you go. So Jarrett wins from Greek and New Zealand Ryan. HO and down in P4. Got Fens there in 5th. Warden in 6th there. DLG Gamble. Masterbezerk, Drop Bear, and Neon Trito running out points. Obviously, finished up in P11. You got Pencilman, Laggy obviously in 13th position, and Quicksilver running out the 14-car grid. He was only DNF, unfortunately for Quicksilver. So you can see going through, there's many warnings around this track anyway. That would not surprise me one little bit. But we'll see now the championship standings on your screen. So Greek has now got a 2-point advantage over New Zealand Ryan after this one. HO obviously moved up into 3rd. Now Jarrett dropping back into 4th, because now the championship standings got moved, fixed up after that. So we're still in 13th at the... Well, I think we didn't really move much, so maybe 13th when we started, and we're still 13th anyway. So not really making much ground at the moment. There's the Constructors' Championship as well. Apologies, you can't really see the Sauber total there, but I think it's only a couple of points. But Williams got a 41-point advantage over Ferrari. So, I mean, yes, we are missing Ben. Ryan is missing Ben a little bit, so that's probably why. And obviously, both Greek and Fens are scoring consistent points. But Red Bull are in 3rd, being tracked down by Mercedes a little bit. There's only a 4-point gap between them. Force India on their own. McLaren, we should be able to close in on Toro Rosso, and I think Renault as well, because those guys have... Well, I mean, Quicksilver's still racing in Renault, but the guys at Toro Rosso, both Harry and Brock, are no longer racing, so it's just a bit unfortunate. But anyway, it is the way it goes, unfortunately. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the Spanish Grand Prix. If you did, give it a big smash on that like button. You can always leave your comments down below. Subscribe to my channel for plenty more AOR Oceania footage on F1 2018, plus plenty more video gaming content as well. Of course, all my social media links will be down in the description, and also the website for Apex Online Racing, and probably their YouTube channel as well. You can catch all their live streams from here, Europe, and Americas. But till the next time, which will be, I think for me, it possibly will be the Monaco Grand Prix, actually, which should be interesting. It is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.